I'm not cool Blade and weapon. So I'll also not real weapon, but yeah, and you read you Blade. Now I did, like I said, this was my first, not my first, actually, my update video that I was playing. Predators and everything, almost like action. Pretty, catch up with the MCU to kind of see how far Marvel has come, regardless of its reality. So with that said, Blade. Blade is directed by Steve Norrington, alternate Victoria by David Ward. A lot of credit. And saw it. I don't remember what year exactly, but I know I saw it. So the other thing is I'm not a big vampire fan. I don't hate it. I think there are some exceptions, like I like at least the 1930s Dracula with Bela Lugosi. But I don't know. I think ever since we've had these vampires being like these, not scary, but just kind of trying to be this cool, like, in this case, Blade or Underworld. And even when we got the Twilight movies coming out, I don't know. It's just kind of, I've lost much, feeling, or, not feeling, but, care about vampires in general. So I don't know. But I know I saw this in college. I did eventually see this again when during the pandemic, and now I'm watching it again. Um, so yeah, just thought I'd give you an idea of where I'm coming from. So I didn't exactly grow up with it, or I didn't consider it a masterpiece. So just keep that in mind. But in any case, here's my review. So we have Blade, played by Wesley Snipes, who is half vampire, half human, who was bitten who wasn't actually bitten. His mother was bitten while she was pregnant with him, and that's how he became known as the Daywalker, a vampire who has half human, half vampire, with all the vampire strengths but none of the weaknesses. So now he goes around with Abraham Whistler to hunt down vampires, and the main villain this time, the villain in this is Deacon Frost, played by Stephen Dorff, um, who plans to take over basically take over the world, or take all over for vampires, and and take over humans overall. So Blade's trying to stop him. So he pretty sort of simplistic story overall. Just kind of your standard superhero type thing. Um, so granted, it's with the way the Marvel films have been kind of nowadays, superhero films has come a long way to being more interesting and dramatic and stuff. But this is definitely not dramatic, but it is a lot of fun. I did have fun with this. Now, it doesn't mean definitely doesn't mean it's perfect. But granted, this is from 1998, so I mean, big factor is you got the effects, which are not don't really hold up very well. There's even moments that really do kind of take you out of it. Does It's not taken as seriously or as even scary in the slightest. So I mean, unless you're like, you see it as a little kid, then you probably maybe, but I don't know. Otherwise, I think it definitely doesn't hold up in the effects department. Um, but I think what is really good are the characters and the action, and it's just a lot of fun. Wesley Snipes is pitch perfect for the role, though he does have moments where it's a little bit silly, kind of cool though. Um, there are times where he doesn't actually emote that much, which I haven't read much of the Blade comics at all. I haven't honestly I forgot to mention that I haven't read a lot of comic books. So a lot of my view growing up with the Marvel is mostly through the movies or any of the games. So I don't know a ton about Blade as a character in the comics, as well as like the villains, including Deacon Frost. I hear he is so. Um, but again, I think Wesley Snipes does a really good job. Chris Christopherson is great. He's fantastic. I mean, there's not much to him, but he's always good. He's always good to see. I was gonna say, uh, you know, bad a word, but I don't know. I know, I know. I don't want to cuss and curse, so I can, get this so this video can be taken down or age restricted. I don't want to do that, so I apologize for not doing it as much as I would like to. Um, so I and I forget her name all of a sudden. Nabush, who played I forget her last name. Karen, who plays Karen. Wait a minute. In Nabush Wright, who plays Karen. And again, I hope I pronounced the name correctly. I doubt I probably butchered it. Is also fantastic. She does have, she's kind of the fish out of the water thing, but she kind of quickly just becomes, part of Blade's army trying to help take down the vampires. Um, Stephen Dorff is complicated because I don't think he's that strong of a villain. Granted, his actions definitely make him a pretty intimidating one, but I don't know. I think for story and his character and his motives for wanting to take over and whatnot, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. It seems like he's acting more like a child who just always wants his ball, is always thirsty. In this case, wanting more blood. And I don't know. He's kind of more acts a little bit more like a child, but he does have some cool moments when he wants to. But I think for his character, it's not written well. He's not really that smart of a character, though he has moments. I think especially his plan doesn't make a lot of sense when you really think about it, um, overall. But I don't think the movie cares. I think it's just supposed to be this really fun action film, action superhero film with a lot of martial arts, kicking, sword play, um, you know, vamp, especially if you love vampires. I mean, you got that, but plenty of that going on. Um, so I don't think it cares now. That depends on that will depend on what you prefer most. If do you just prefer just popcorn fun, or do you really want it to be really good, dramatic and stuff? Because Wesley Snipes doesn't bring a lot of drama to the role. I mean, other than he's really cool. I mean, with all his stuff, even his really kind of weird moments where he does this, you know, is a bit silly and out there. But I think whatever. Sorry, I just Kaz was acting funny. Um, she's fine. That's just Dottie. But in any case, I don't know. I think I had a lot of fun. I think it's a fun film. Granted, had I seen it at a right age, growing up, this would probably have been such a you know um, great movie. I would just love it. But now, as when I watched it in college and when I saw it again, um, it's I wouldn't go that far, but I don't think that's the point of this particular one. It's just meant to be a lot of fun and overall. Like again, there are some silly stuff. The editing can even be really awkward. Like in certain driving segments, it just keeps cutting back. It's like keep like fast forwarding or rewinding a bit. I don't know. It's really awkward. Awkward. It's not. Um, it's distracting. It. Um, but otherwise there are good shots. There are good action set pieces. The the look is really good. Um, it definitely does have that late '90s feel, especially with Blade being wearing the trench coat and the body suit. It's like watching the Matrix before the Matrix even came out. So there's that. Um, I'm trying to think of some whatever else. But yeah, you know what? I think that's about it. I think overall it is a really fun movie. I think if you're definitely a fan of Marvel and definitely a fan of the Blade character, this you'll have a fun time with this. It is written well enough for the time period that it was in, but I think if you just kind of turn your brain off a bit, you'll have a fun time. But again, there are some really weird moments, like I don't know, a little girl gets tossed through some glass, and yet she's fine. I mean, it's not much of a spoiler, but it's and you know it's a bit weird. There are some weird moments that kind of take you out of it a little bit, but otherwise it's just there for a fun time. So in that case, I'm gonna give Blade 4 stars. It's I think it's fun. If you're not into vampires, I don't think this will work for you. Um, and to be aware, there are moments where it there's light flashing everywhere. So if you're sensitive, or you're photosensitive, or or whatever, then I don't. Then this probably you can probably skip those parts, or choose not to watch it. Up to you. But overall, I think I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it for what it is. So, what are your thoughts on Blade? Leave it in the comments below. Give a like or dislike on the review, if you want. And feel free to subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys in the next review. Bye.